Why do people use abbreviated forms of words and replace words with numbers when texting?
For reasons of brevity, to create a special code so that it cannot be understood by others, especially by people from older generations, etc.
Do you think that using these abbreviated forms has negative long-term effects on one's ability to read, spell, and write? Why? Why not?
Older generations who have just recently started using these abbreviated forms are not likely to be affected. This is because they have a long history of using the written word in its undiluted form, which means that they are well acquainted with writing and spelling conventions. Younger generations, on the other hand, are very likely to be affected because they have not fully developed their writing, spelling, and reading skills. It is thus very easy for the learning process to be disrupted at this stage, as it is still largely incomplete. Frequent use of these abbreviated forms could thus seriously affect not only young people's spelling, but also their syntax and grammatical accuracy. (1) E. The widespread use of electronic messaging among young people today has created a great deal of controversy. Opponents claim it is ruining the English language and harming young people's literacy skills. On the other hand, supporters argue that electronic messaging has enhanced our communicative ability by transforming the English language and benefiting young people's ability to read and write. I personally support the latter point of view. 2. A. Concerning the effect that electronic messaging is having on the English language, far from destroying it, it is adapting the language to fit modern communication needs. As texts require clear and concise writing, text-speak, which is the abbreviated language we use when texting, should be considered a language development. It makes it possible for us to express ideas as well as emotions in a limited amount of time and space. In fact, it bridges the gap between the spoken and written word, since it combines features of both. Text-speak is used in specific situations, usually in informal communication among friends and peers, so it should by no means be seen as a threat to the English language. 3. D. Regarding literacy skills, contrary to what opponents may think, texting has helped to enhance young people's ability to read and write. This is because it has made the written word an important means of communication for them. Being exposed to text when reading and writing text-speak as a part of their daily communication is beneficial for young people. Firstly, they need to know how to spell and use grammar in order to communicate effectively. Secondly, it sharpens their understanding of the English language and how they can use it creatively. Some supporters might even claim that learning to write and decode text messages is in many ways similar to learning a foreign language because new language rules apply. 4. C. All things considered, I am convinced that electronic messaging has added an interesting new dimension to the English language. Not only has it led to the creation of a new kind of language that makes communication fast and easy, but it has also increased young people's exposure to the written word. This, in turn, has helped raise their awareness of the English language and how it is used in different contexts. It is clearly evident that a new era of communication is shaping the English language to suit our evolving needs.